Guys, the rumour mill is now in full swing and we are back for another episode of the Championship Transfer Rumour Roundup. Plenty to talk through in terms of EFL transfers in today's video. As always, make sure to get your thoughts in the comments down below. Who would you like to see your club going after in the next few weeks? And if you do going to enjoy, make sure to leave a like and do stick around and subscribe for some regular Championship content. Without any further ado though, let's jump into the rumours. We spoke about a link last time that Preston had to a goalkeeper, and another one that we've been linked to since is Newcastle's Freddie Woodman, potentially on a season-long loan deal. Now, Preston have liked dipping into the loan market in terms of goalkeepers in recent seasons. Our most successful one recently, obviously, being Daniel Everson, who has been absolutely magnificent for us, although it does look increasingly unlikely that we won't be able to get him back for another season at Preston. So we are exploring other options at the moment, and one name that has cropped up is Freddie Woodman, obviously. Got a wealth of experience in terms of previously playing in the Championship, couple of loan spells at Swansea, one at Bournemouth as well in the second half of the season where he didn't really get much action, to be honest. But I would be absolutely over the moon if we pulled this one off, but I'm sure there'll be plenty of other Championship clubs interested. Borussia Dortmund's Antonis Papadopoulos had been linked with move to both Preston North End and Luton, but Peter Ridsdale has denied any rumours of his interest and links to Preston North End, so maybe Luton could be in the frame, or this one could have been a little bit of agent talk to get him a move out of Dortmund. He's 22 years old. The fee being talked about was around about 1.4 million. Can either play in a back four or further forward into defensive midfield, but in terms of Preston's interest, that has since been rumoured to be not true. It seems as if Derby are the current frontrunners for out-of-contract Preston player Tom Barkusen. He's also been linked with the move to the likes of Bolton and Rotherham. I think Barkusen would be an excellent pickup for any side in League One, to be honest. Didn't quite happen for him towards the end of his Preston career. You know, injuries started to stunt him a little bit and fell out of favour with us not really using natural wingers. But with the way that Derby like to play under Rooney, they're expected to lose a couple of their wide men as well. Someone like Barkusen, I think, would be an absolute excellent pickup, but obviously they need to still iron out everything with their takeover before any of these deals go through. Out of contract, Aidan Flint has also been linked with the move to Derby County as well. Obviously offers that goal threat, 6 goals for Cardiff this season. Has been released by them as they're looking to freshen up their squad and move to a little bit of a younger model. But for a League One side like Derby, Flint once again adds a wealth of experience. I think will be a good pickup for them. And Derby are also keen to pursue a deal for Cardiff striker James Collins. The move to Cardiff hasn't quite materialised like a lot of people would have been hopeful for. Collins had a couple of excellent years with Luton in the Championship where he scored double figures in back-to-back seasons, but this time round for Cardiff hasn't quite clicked for him. Just scored 3 goals in the season just gone by. I wouldn't be surprised to see Cardiff looking to shift him on. Now, last summer, Huddersfield were quite savvy with the deals they picked up, and it seems like they're going down a similar route this season as well. Jesse Deborah of Halifax Town has been linked with a move to Huddersfield, the 22-year-old centre-half. And they've also been linked with a move for Solihull Moors forward Kyle Hudlin, who stands at a giant 6'9". This guy could cause some absolute chaos in the Championship next season, and I, for one, am all for it. It appears as if Luton are the current frontrunners for Hibernian goalkeeper Matt Macey, who did previously have a loan spell at Kenilworth Road a few years ago when Luton were in League Two. I'd be interested to know from Luton fans what was the general perspective of Macey back then, and if you would like to see him back at the club. Obviously a lot younger when you had him in the 16/17 season, but an interesting story nonetheless. It's no secret that Luton are after a goalkeeper. West Brom are one Championship side who are keen to take Leicester midfielder Hamza Choudhury on loan for this season. He's a player who needs to be playing first team football at this stage of his career. I didn't realise how old he actually was. He's 24 and he's been around for quite some time, and since breaking through into that Leicester first team has been a bit part player for the majority of it. He played just under 300 minutes of Premier League football this season, had a bit of experience in Europe with Leicester as well this time round, but he wants to be playing regularly. Leicester are reportedly happy to let him leave out on a loan move, and West Brom, as they've already started to make moves in this area, looking to reshape their midfield this season, and this would be really quite a savvy pickup actually. I think this one would be quite the prestigious loan move. Rangers are reportedly looking to pursue a £5 million deal for Stoke wing-back Josh Time, and this one will be very interesting to see how Stoke go ahead and react to this one. Will they look to cash in on the player who towards the end of last season really established himself as a key figure in that Stoke setup? Last season I think was really the making of him in a Stoke City shirt. Will they look to cash in now, or will they look to him as one of the players to go ahead and build the team around. I'm sure that Stoke fans will be eager to see him stick around for next season, but as soon as we do get into the sort of 5-6 million mark in terms of a bid coming in for a Championship player, that's when clubs can start to get a little bit tempted by the money. So Stoke fans, what would you be looking for in terms of a transfer fee for a player like Josh Tymon? Hull City are still looking to do a deal for Chelsea goalkeeper Nathan Baxter, who was on loan there last season. I'm a big fan of Baxter. I think this one would tick a lot of boxes for what Hull are after, especially with Ingram's future still seemingly up in the air. Honestly, from a Preston fan's perspective, I'd absolutely love us to see going for a goalkeeper like Baxter. I thought he had some really good moments with Hull last time round, but if they do manage to swing that one for another season, Hull will be looking quite good. And Hull City are also keen to pursue a deal for Fenerbahce midfielder Ozan Tufan. Now, Watford fans will know all about him from last season. Didn't exactly have the most ideal loan spell to Watford in the Premier League. That loan spell actually ended up being terminated early. He only had 4 Premier League starts, 3 appearances off the bench, and the major sticking point with him was glaringly obvious, his fitness. The guy just couldn't get fit, and seemingly so mentally just wasn't in it in terms of the project that Watford had going on there last season. In terms of the player, there is no doubt quality there. You know, it's seen by his previous track record in years gone by. He's represented his country before, and the numbers that he's previously put up in the Turkish league. But from Hull's aspect, I suppose it's a question of, can you get him motivated and fit for the Championship? Stoke City are reportedly keen to pursue a deal for Bristol City centre-half Thomas Callas. I believe he's only got 1 year left on his current contract at Ashton Gate, and so Bristol City potentially could look to cash in on the defender this summer. Now, I'm a really big fan of Callas. I know that at times he's had his injury issues and things, but I think for what Stoke are after, he'd actually be a really good pickup for them, and I'm sure that Bristol City fans would be sad to see him leave if that was to be the case. The question for Bristol City fans is, with a year left on his deal, what sort of money would you realistically be looking for? My side, Preston North End, are still very keen to pursue a deal for Aston Villa forward Cameron Archer and get him back on loan for another season. Second half of last season, Cameron Archer was undoubtedly the game changer for us in the final third, and I've got no doubts that over a full season in the Championship, he's more than capable of hitting 20 goals. I'm sure there will be plenty of other Championship clubs interested in the Villa forward. QPR, one side we could see being linked to the Villa forward with Beale, obviously having those connections to Aston Villa and him recently landing the QPR job. But Peter Ridsdale has come out and said that North End would be willing to match any offer of any Championship club to go ahead and land Archer for another loan deal going into next season. Norwich have been linked with the move for Enzo Edouard. He's also been linked with Huddersfield Town and Nottingham Forest. The French defender only has 1 year left on his contract and is rumoured to be leaving his club this summer. Understandably so, Accrington defender Ross Sykes is a wanted man at this point in time. I believe he also has just 1 year left on his contract with Accrington. Middlesbrough, Millwall and Rotherham have all been linked. Barnsley previously were also in the conversation for the defender. It's no surprise to see those clubs there being linked with a few defenders. Nathan Broadhead only has 1 year left on his deal at Everton, and Sunderland are interested in getting him on a permanent basis. However, Wigan are also in competition for the forward. Had a good loan spell there at the Stadium of Light last season in 15 starts, 7 appearances off the bench, scored 10 league goals as well as a couple of goals in the League Cup as well. 24 years old would be a sensible move for Sunderland to sort of keep that core group of players together who were promoted from League One. But Wigan also throwing their hat in the ring for this one. And we'll end with some Gareth Bale talk, because this is the most fun transfer rumour going around the Championship at this point in time. After Wales qualified for the World Cup, Gareth Bale won't be hanging up his boots just yet, and he needs a new club going into next season with his contract just running out at Real Madrid. There's no doubt that Bale's primary focus will be on the World Cup, and everything points towards Cardiff having a real horse in the race for this one. Now, reportedly so, according to BBC Wales, Cardiff are now stepping up in their approach for Gareth Bale. Reportedly their chairman flying over to the UK to go ahead and lead the negotiations for this one, and I myself would absolutely love to see this happening. I mean, Gareth Bale was born in Cardiff. Obviously, he's not played for them before, but to go back to the place you were born and then to go out and lead your country, out to a World Cup. I just think it would be an unbelievable story for the end of Gareth Bale's career. You know, financially, Bale doesn't really need anything from this move. He literally just needs a club where he can carry on ticking over until the World Cup, stay fit, keep up with all of that. And I'm sure that he'd have quite the hand to play in whatever Cardiff are looking to achieve next season, should they manage to go ahead and land this deal. Now, there are plenty of other clubs who are in negotiations with Bale. We've seen some Premier League clubs also interested, a move abroad as well. Although I do think that with Bale's primary focus being on the World Cup, you'd think he'd be more than happy to go and stay in England or Wales, and that right there I think could end up favouring a move to Cardiff City. And just as a Championship fan in general, I think this would be absolutely unreal stuff for the league as a whole. There we have it though, guys. Those are the transfer rumours which are currently flying around the Championship. If you did go on to enjoy, make sure to leave a like and do get your thoughts in the comments down below. We'll have another one coming out later in the week, as well as a Premier League transfer rumour roundup as well to look forward to. So loads of content coming out on the channel over the next few weeks and months. Do stick around and subscribe for some of the videos you won't want to miss. But apart from that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.